Hey guys, at the very end of the video, I give away 1 free month of crash alerts to one person. If you also want a chance to win a free month into my alerts where I send you my live trades that I'm taking on a weekly basis, leave a comment, like. The market is living on borrowed time right now. It literally only has 1 to 3% upside and 15 to 30% downside. I can understand being bullish on Bitcoin at 15K. If SPX was at 3,200 and Bitcoin was at 15K, I'd be a mega bull. But SPX stock market is at 4,000 and Bitcoin at 15,000 is not the same. Guys, this is the key right here. This is why I cannot be a mega bull on Bitcoin yet, is because the S&P 500, I believe, is going to sell off massively, and I do believe it's going to be the worst sell-off of the entire bear market by far. I think we have 2 to 4 weeks max until it begins, based on the VIX and analog to 2008. I do believe we're going to be seeing a black swan for the stock market in the next 2 to 4 weeks before shit really gets bad. Okay, so I want to explain what I'm saying. I say the market has 1 to 3% upside and 15 to 30% downside. I simply cannot understand how anyone could be bullish right now, because you look at the stock market's at 4,000. Let's say 3% upside, it could get to 4,150. Fuck, let's say even 4,200. Let's give it benefit of the doubt. Let's give it max upside, 4% to 4,150, 4,200. But this thing's got downside to 3,400, a lower low right there, 3,300, 3,200. To be bullish here after we've already pumped, look at this, 15% from the low, and we have such little upside in relation to the downside. It's so foolish. It is so foolish, and I don't know how anyone could be bullish at this point, guys. You are chasing the top of the up move, and shit is about to hit the fan. When you look at the analog for the VIX, going back to 2008, guys, I've shown you this, and so if you're not paying attention to this, you are not going to be ready. Guys, the bear market's actually about to get bad. If you thought the bear market was bad so far, wait until what you're about to see, okay? Let's zoom out here to the weekly chart. Okay, you need to understand, this has been calculated selling all the way down. Look at the S&P 500. It does a drop, and then it does a bounce to 4,600. Does a drop, then it does a bounce to 4,300. Does a drop, and then it bounces to 4,100. This is calculated selling. It is all planned. None of this is panic. None of this is unexpected. And that's exactly why, guys, you can see the VIX is not going crazy. You see, volatility goes crazy when actually something unexpected is happening to the market, when something is not planned, when people are not ready for it. But you can see the VIX is just chilling. It's at 24, guys. VIX hasn't even spiked out past 35 this entire bear market. This bear market has not even gotten serious at all. And so you need to understand, I believe it's building up all this energy here for a push up to 50, 60, 70. And so people, like I said, I know are getting bullish right now. And it's because the market is luring you in. Because you keep thinking, man, the market's holding up so damn well. After all this bear market, we're still at 4,000. Like, that's pretty good, right? So you start to believe that, man, there's no way we're going to go that much lower. And actually, this is very similar to Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin, we were sitting there at 20K for the longest time, and you start to think like, damn, Bitcoin's holding up really well. Honestly, we may not even go that much lower, right? And so as soon as you start to get lured in by the market and it starts to make you believe that things are actually better and holding up pretty damn well, that's exactly when it pulls the rug. And so I want to show you the next pattern here for Bitcoin, which gives me even more confidence that the S&P 500 in the stock market is about to rug. Look at this chart of Bitcoin, okay? Everything was looking so good. Even I was bullish right here, thinking that we're probably going to get to 22.5, 23K. I want you to notice the similarities right now between the Bitcoin chart when it was just at 21K before it got hit with the FTX Black Swan, okay? So look at this. It's holding 20K super well, right, for months and months at a time. And so you start to think, damn, this is holding up pretty damn well. You know, maybe we're not going to break down after all. Then it goes for this pump, then it goes for this dip, and then it goes for a pump back up above the high. Okay, now let's go to the stock market, and you're going to see the exact same thing. So stock market holding super well down here at this level of around 36, 3,500. I mean, we just keep going down there this year, and we're not really falling apart, right? Like, let's zoom out here. You can see we've spent like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months unable to break 3,600 really, right? We went there temporarily, just like we saw Bitcoin go to 17.5 temporarily, but overall the market just continues to hold above 3,600. And so it gives you the illusion, it gives you the feeling of confidence and security that, damn, I mean, we've held up here for 6 months. Surely we're not going to break down now at this point, and that's when the market lures you in, and that's when it pulls the rug. Okay, so let's go back to the daily chart here on Bitcoin so you can see how it's literally following the exact same pattern that Bitcoin did before it got rug pulled. Okay, so once again, Bitcoin is holding the 19K area super well. Okay, S&P 500 is holding this 3,600 area super well. I mean, we spent almost no time below it, just like Bitcoin spent almost no time below 19K. So we're holding this level super well right here on Bitcoin. You go from the pump from the bottom, the pullback for a little week. Here's the high for the stock market. And then you see we go for one last push higher. We go for one last push higher. Once again, there's the top. And so I want you to notice the pattern here is so similar, as well as the emotions and the false sense of security that you get because the bottom area has been holding so well for 6 months. It starts to lure you in into thinking, damn, this is actually not so bad after all. This is some tremendous strength the market is showing. And so what do you notice? What happens next to the Bitcoin? FTX Black Swan. Ready? Boom, boom, boom. And this is exactly what I think we're going to see within the next 2 to 4 weeks, maybe even sooner in the stock market, because you can't make this up. This pattern is identical to Bitcoin. I just believe that stock market has not seen its black swan event yet. So far, we've seen a black swan that is native to crypto, but soon the stock market is going to get hit with its own black swan event, and this is when the true slide off is really going to begin. And when you line that up with the VIX analog from 2008, you can see that the VIX has been following an incredibly similar trajectory, and this is the lull before the storm. You see that VIX is going down for 1 to 2 months before it absolutely goes berserk. And that's exactly what I think we're seeing right now in the VIX. And that is why I cannot understand a single person who could possibly be bullish on the stock market here. I get it. I love the price and I love the idea of a $16,000 Bitcoin. I am a mega bull on crypto. I love crypto. Okay, so much more in stocks especially. But when you understand that, look, the stock market is probably going to shit itself here in the coming weeks, going into the end of the year, I don't see how Bitcoin is going to be able to do well if the stock market is sliding off. Now, what if we see Bitcoin decouple, the crypto market unaffected from stocks dropping 30%? It's highly unlikely, right? But that's the only way you could be bullish, and this could be the bottom for Bitcoin, is if it finds a way to decouple from traditional markets. And that's a possibility, but it's a low probability. And so we just need to be objective and understand that, look, the stock market is repeating the same exact pattern that Bitcoin did before its black swan. And if we're anticipating a black swan here for the stock market that's going to send prices lower, that lines up perfectly with the VIX. And so we're about to find out, guys, within the next 30 days, are we going to get a real black swan for the stock market? Is shit about to get serious? You have no reason not to just sit on your hands and wait for the next 30 days to wait and find out. And so I know a lot of people are going to sit here and say, oh, but you know, the only reason Bitcoin dropped is because of FTX. And so that's why the stock market shouldn't drop, is because there is no FTX in the stock market, okay? That's what you're thinking. You're thinking there is no skeleton in the closet. You're thinking there isn't anything behind the scenes going on right now. You think that no black swan is going to hit the stock market. If you don't think that, then by all means, please buy into the S&P 500 for 4% upside here. Good luck making it back to the all-time high this year. You tell me what's more likely. We make it back to the all-time high this year, 20% up or 20% down. You tell me which one is more likely. I think we know the answer to that. And even if we don't go 20% down, which would take us to 3,200, let's be real here. Do you really think we're going to break out massively in the S&P 500 when we've already pumped 16% off the low? Probably not, right? So you look at this objectively and you say, look, the juice has been squeezed out of the lemon. There's not much juice left in it. So we got a little bit of upside. We got a lot of downside. It just does not make any sense to be bullish on the stock market right now. I know I'm not. You probably aren't either. But if you are, good luck, because I think you're about to get demolished here with the minimal upside in relation to the downside. This is not a time to be bullish on the stock market. But once again, like if Bitcoin was at 15K and the S&P 500 was at 3,200, I would be a mega bull. But that's not the case. S&P has a lot of downside. And if the S&P has a lot of downside, you bet Bitcoin's going to have a hard time pushing higher and ripping higher in those terrible negative market conditions that are going to drag the stock market down. Does it make sense? So it's pretty simple, guys. I don't think this takes a rocket scientist to understand, and hopefully I've done a good enough job of explaining to you why, as much as I love the price of 16K Bitcoin, when considering the stock market, it's very hard to think that it's going to be able to perform well over the next 2 to 3 months if we're going to see this slide off like I think we are. So guys, you don't know the black swan in the stock market yet, but you didn't know that the FTX black swan was going to happen either. The charts and the patterns are a lot more important than knowing what the black swan is, guys. There will be a black swan. You're not supposed to know what the black swan is. That's why it's called a black swan. Also, you're not even supposed to be able to predict black swan. But I believe we can predict a black swan here. I think we're going to be able to predict some crazy shit to happen here. Who knows what it is, whether it has to do with war, something, something, something. There's a million reasons that could set the slide down into motion. We're going to find out what that is, but I believe 2 to 4 weeks max for the market. It is living on borrowed time. And I had to make this analysis again for you, how important it is that you're ready, because in my opinion, it's really about to get bad. And I don't want anyone getting caught. At least I want you to objectively see the upside versus downside reward here. And so if I can just at least show you that, then hopefully you can make the best decision for yourself. That said, here in Crash Alerts, we'll be trading the market. We'll be, making money on the way down. We're up $20,000, $22,000 today in the market. So if you guys want to join Crash Alerts, my Telegram alerts channel, where I send you in real time the exact trades I'm taking. Click the first link down below this video to join, and obviously I'll be sending you my live trades there so we can profit on the bearish movement. That's it for today's video. Hopefully this whole analysis makes sense for you. Those are my opinions. That's my view. Shit's about to get real bad in my opinion. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't already for these tweets that are in short form, and obviously the videos, I'll explain them in more detail for you guys. I hope this helps you. Alright, so final thing here, I'm going to be picking a comment from last video to give away 1 free month of Crash Alerts to. So let's go ahead and see right here. Oh, okay, so we're picking the winner, and the winner is Paul Singh. Thank you, bro, the GOAT of predicting. So, Paul Singh, I will reply to your comment, and let's get you set up for a free month of alerts if you see this. Guys, if you want to be entered in for a chance to win the next free month of Crash Alerts I'll be giving out in the next video, make sure you leave a comment down below this video, like the video, and I'll also be making sure to pick someone else in the next video. I'll be trying to pick one person every video to be a winner of 1 free month into my Crash Alerts. Okay, guys, I'll see you later.